Martha Makumi, nominated member by Wiper Party, representing Kitui County Women's in this honorable house of Kitui. And Mr. Chair, I declare to have no conflict of interest, despite that the nominee comes from my constituency. I have got no conflict of interest. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Despite the nominee coming from your constituency, and also despite the nominee being a lady like you. That's what I want to say. Because you represent women.
Yes, I represent women.
Yes.
And then despite I'm being a woman in front of this committee,
yes,
I still confirm
yes,
that I have got no interest,
no
conflict of interest.
You will vet objectively.
I will vet objectively.
Yes.
And I know women of Kitui County are strong. They are all behind her. I wish her all the best.
More, you're only supposed to confirm whether you have conflict of interest.
I have got no conflict of interest,
that
sir.
That is enough. That
yes.
is enough. Let me allow the acting clerk to introduce the secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Chris Mulundi Mwangangi, the acting clerk of Assembly and the clerk serving the Appointments Committee. Part of the committee, the Assembly services, yes, the secretary to the committee. On my far right, we have David Manzi, Principal Legal Counsel. On the left, Mr. Andrew Mulandi Cavalli, Committee Secretariat. Mr. John Kivoi, Acting Head of Communications. We have Nelson Mandela, Wakili, peer to the Speaker. We have Alfred Malali, Commissioner. Evans Kivindio Musimi, ICT Officer. Kennedy Mutuka, Sergeant. Joshua Muimi from Office of the Speaker. We have Lynn Zambichalo, Communications Officer. And lastly, we have Madam Noreen Kadeu Musioka, Head of Answered Department. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Acting Clerk, for introducing yourself and the Secretariat. Allow me also introduce the members of the public. Madam Agnes, it is important for you to note that, first of all, these proceedings are unanswered. I'm sure you have been here before and you know how the Assembly operates. All Assembly sittings, whether committee sittings or plenary sittings, are unanswered. Number two, these hearings are public, pursuant to our Constitution, that we need to do our hearings and invite our members of public to participate. So we have live streamed this hearing. Members of the public are following the conversation. They are also asking questions, which we will ask you. Yeah, we also have members of the public who are here physically, and I would like to recognize them and introduce them as follows. We have some honorable members who have joined us. We have Honorable Dr. Erastus Mbuno, MCA for Endo Malano. Please, Mheshimiwa, stand up and wave. Thank you. Today you are my visitor in the Speaker's Gallery. Yeah, because you are coming to follow the proceedings of the committee, and thank you for coming. We have Honorable David Masaku, MCA for Motomo Kiboya Ward. Thank you, Honorable Masaku, for accepting to be my visitor. We also have Honorable Dominic Momisi, member for Modha Ward, for also joining us. Asante sana. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa. We also have our county solicitor, Timothy Kialo. Thank you very much, county solicitor. You are there on another capacity now. So thank you very much for coming in that capacity. We have members of the public also in our gallery. We have CPA Robert Katuku. Please stand up and wave, CPA Robert Katuku. Even if you are here in the morning, I have to recognize you again. These are different committee sitting. We have CPA Nicholas Kemanzi. I don't know whether he's here. CPA Eli Kyongoto. We have David Mosili. Thank you, David. We appreciate you. We have Peter Mbiti. Thank you, Peter Mbiti. We appreciate you. We have Joyce Motemwa. Thank you, Joyce Motemwa. We appreciate you. We have Paul Mutua. Thank you, Paul Mutua. We appreciate you. We have Barak Moli. Thank you, Barak. We appreciate you. We have Yohana Kimwele. Thank you, Yohana. We appreciate you. We have Emmanuel Muinde. Thank you, Emmanuel. We appreciate you. We have Moses Mutunga. Thank you. We appreciate you, Mutunga. We have Wambua Nicholas. Asante sana, Wambua. We have Marilyn Nguyo. Marilyn, thank you very much. Is there any member whom I have not recognized? I think I've recognized every member of the public. We have several other members of the public who are following in our social media. We have Evans Mbiti, Daisy Muli, Evans Mbiti and Daisy Muli and others who are also following. And if you have any question, members of the public, feel free, write in a note or comment in our page, and we shall ask Agnes Kawila Molewa all the questions, because we are doing this vetting on behalf of the people of Kitui County, whom we represent. Agnes Kawila, let me bring you to speed why we invited you and the mandate of this committee. This is the committee on appointments of the County Assembly of Kitui. The committee is established under Standing Order number 184 of the Kitui County Assembly Standing Orders pursuant to Article 185 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Article 185, sub-article 3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that a county assembly, while respecting the principle of separation of powers, may exercise oversight over the county executive committee and other county executive organs. Basically, we are oversighting the county executive. The body which interviewed you and nominated you, the selection panel, by the fact that it was nominated by the governor and approved by this house and subsequently appointed by the governor, it became a county executive organ. We have a mandate, constitutional mandate, as per Article 185.3 to oversight the nominees, and you are one of the nominees. Section 4 of the Public Appointments into bracket County Assembly's Approval Act provides that an appointment under the Constitution or any other law for which the approval of the County Assembly is required shall not be made unless the appointment is approved by the relevant County Assembly in accordance with this Act. We shall also be guided by the County Assembly's Approval Act, which provides the procedure to be followed in approving, considering your nomination and also approving the same. Further, we shall also be relying on the County Governments Act, which creates the Office of the County Secretary as an office in the County Executive, and of course it provides on the roles of the County Secretary. We believe that you know those roles. I don't need to dwell on that particular provision of the law. This assembly received a message from His Excellency the Governor on 5th of August 2025, nominating yourself as the County Secretary for the County Government of Kitui. Upon receiving the said message from the Governor, the next day, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Kitui issued a communication on 6th August 2025 committing your name to the Committee of Appointments for vetting and for recommendations by the committee. And this committee will vet you, make recommendations to the whole House, and the whole House will consider your nomination, whether to approve or reject, and thereafter we shall submit the report to the appointing authority, who is the Governor. We are further guided by Section 7, Section 8, and Section 9 of the Public Appointments Approvals Act in conducting this vetting exercise. I'm sure you did see a notice in the Daily Nation and the Star newspaper on 6th of January 2026, inviting you to appear before this committee. And I believe that's why you are here. And you are required to submit, to fill a questionnaire and submit it. And we do confirm that we received your questionnaire, which you filled and submitted on time. In the same advert, we are also required by the law, specifically Section 7, subsection 10 of the Public Appointments and Approvals Act, to also invite or rather allow members of the public to submit written memoranda on oath contesting your suitability. We did that, and I want to confirm to you that we have not received any written memoranda by any member of the public contesting your nomination. And that's why the committee will now proceed and vet you so that we can confirm whether you are suitable or not. We further, and the reason why we took time to invite you for vetting, we wrote to the selection panel seeking clarity on some matters which were not clear. But unfortunately, the selection panel did not respond to us. In fact, they said their term ended. And when we tried to look at the law was very clear. The term of the panel was to end after the appointment is over. Appointment ends after the nominees are appointed by the governor. Nonetheless, we had to continue and do our due diligence. So we took time, we did our due diligence, we verified everything, and that's why now we have invited you. So the committee apologizes to you for the long delay. I know the level of anxiety this kind of nomination can cause, but we have to do our best to ensure that we do proper due diligence, so that if we approve you or fail to approve you, we base our recommendation on facts which we have gathered. At this stage now, the committee has gathered enough information, and that's why we invited you, so that you can clarify a few issues. Lastly, this committee, once it finds you suitable, will prepare a report, table the report before the whole House, and the whole House will debate the report. The whole House may amend the report or adopt it as it is. And after that, we shall forward the same to His Excellency the Governor for the final appointment. Having said that, Madam Agnes Kawila Mulewa, this committee would like to assure you that we are only doing oversight on merits. We know the position of County Secretary is a very political position, but this committee is composed of men and women of highest level of integrity and professionalism, and we assure you that we shall consider your nomination on the merits. I further require you, Agnes, to submit your original documents. If you have not submitted, you have submitted, thank you, to the Principal Legal Counsel, so that he may verify them as we proceed with the nomination. With those remarks, I believe now I brought you to speed on why you are here. Apologies for the delay. You were supposed to start your vetting at 2 p.m., but we delayed with the other nominees, and we believe you took more time to prepare yourself. I want to assure you that we shall take the shortest time possible. But in the event that we delay a little bit, please bear with us. We need to be satisfied with your responses before we retreat and write a report. I will now give you 5 minutes, Agnes, to introduce yourself to the committee and to the members of the public who are following. Please tell us your name, your religion, your name, let me repeat, your name, your religion, family background, academic background, professional background, and tell us how your educational and professional background and work experience, how they are related to the position which you applied. And feel free to tell us anything else which you may think is important for the committee to know with regards to you convincing us that you are the best for the position. So please take the 5 minutes and introduce yourself to the committee. Switch on the microphone, please. And there's a bottle of water. Feel free to sip as we proceed. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Agnes Mulewa. I'm a Kenyan and a Christian. I'm married with 2 children. I have a degree in Bachelor of Education from Kenyatta University and a postgraduate degree from the same institution. I attended local schools in Kitui, that is the primary school. I went to Kalinditi Primary School and proceeded to St. Angela's Girls in Kitui County. I would say that I am a career civil servant of over 15 years experience in matters public service, matters leadership, and matters administration. 7 of which I've spent at Southeastern Kenya University, where I served in various positions as a senior administrator in the office of the principal when the university was a constituent college of the University of Nairobi, before it was converted charter and became Southeastern Kenya University. I also served as a Kitui town administrator and the first cohort of students at the town campus. I was the one who was running the campus. I also, at Southeastern Kenya University, served as a chair of department for close to 4 years. I was the chair in charge of Department of Communication, Languages and Communication. And before I exited from the university, I served as an associate dean of students and a dean of students, a position that I would say that was the most challenging, and in one way or the other, made me who I am today. In matters dispute resolution, in matters offering leadership where it is needed, in matters administration, in matters of possessing emotional intelligence, especially when dealing with the youth who are very emotional when it comes to their issues. I joined County Government of Kitui in the year 2018 as a chief officer in the office of the governor. The governor then was Honorable Charity Ngilu, and during her tenure, I served in other offices or departments. I briefly served as chief officer in Department of Basic Education, and then proceeded to serve as chief officer in Department of Public Service and Coordination then. And during this regime, under leadership of Governor Dr. Julius Malombe, I'm serving as a chief officer in charge of public service management and in general administration. And since December 2022, I have been serving as acting county secretary at the county government of Kitui. Also to mention that for 8 years during the former governor's tenure, I served in the same office of the county secretary in acting capacity for a duration of 8 months. And I would say that the work experience that I've gained as a chief officer, as a chair of department, as a dean of student, and recently having spent close to 4 years in the office of the county secretary, has made me gain a lot of knowledge and expertise in matters relating to administration, in matters relating to leadership, in matters public service. As you know, Chair, being a university lecturer in a public institution, I am a public servant, or I was a public servant. We were governed by the same laws that govern county governments. We use the same PFMA Act when it comes to matters, finance, management, the same procurement law, and so on. And that's the reason why I say I have over 15 years experience in public service. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Agnes Kawela Molewa for that introduction. Allow me ask you a few questions which will require a yes or no response. Do you have a valid care clearance certificate?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Do you have a valid clearance by the Directorate of Criminal Investigation?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Have you been cleared by the Credit Reference Bureau?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Have you been cleared by Higher Education Loans Board?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Have you been cleared by Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Have you been charged in a court of law or convicted?
No, Chair.
Thank you. Have you been adversely mentioned in an investigatory or parliamentary report?
No, Chair.
Thank you. Do you have dual citizenship?
No, Chair.
Thank you. What is your financial net worth? And kindly give the committee a breakdown of your net worth.
Thank you, Chair, for that question. I would say that my financial net worth is an estimated cost of 78 million. And if I were to break it down, I would group it into land and buildings worth 56.3 million. I've got shares in SACCO and Safaricom worth 6 million. I have got 3 motor vehicles, estimated value of 7 million. I would also declare household related items worth 4.3 million. Livestock and farm produce worth 3.6 million, and cash equivalents of worth 800,000, totaling to 78 million. Chair.
Thank you. Any liabilities?
Currently, I'm out of liabilities. I was, but currently I'm out of liabilities.
Thank you for that clarification. Lastly, what is your current or anticipated sources of income?
Yes, Chair, my anticipated sources of income currently is from personal emoluments that I get as an employee of the county government of Kitui, and also the earnings that I get as dividends and interest from SACCO and Safaricom investments, and a bit from livestock and farm produce.
Thank you very much, Agnes. Let me now allow my colleagues to ask you any questions or make any comments with regards to your nomination. But before we do so, I would like the acting clerk to confirm whether the office of the clerk has done some due diligence with the various government offices with regards to your documentation, because that is a requirement by the law. Kindly, acting clerk, confirm to this committee and to the public whether that has been done and what is the status of the same.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to report to this committee that the office of the clerk has undertaken due diligence with all the offices enshrined in Chapter 6 of the Constitution, starting with NEC, whereby it has been verified to be authentic, ESCC, it has been verified, Higher Education Loans Board, verified, DCI, it has been verified as valid, KRA, that is Tax Compliance Certificate, verified, Official Receiver, no insolvency proceedings, ORPP, verified, universities, verified, and CRB, verified and valid, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is a requirement of the law, and I'm sure, having been a public officer for over 15 years, you know that we are required by the law to do that, and I'm sure you do the same with the members of the public officers in the county executive. And we are glad that none of the institutions failed to verify your documents. We also want to inform you that we have not received any public memoranda from any member of the public contesting your suitability to be approved by this committee. The public have no objection to your approval. The necessary government entities have no objection. However, the committee still has the duty to interrogate you and confirm whether you are suitable. So that is the stage where we are. I will now request my colleagues, starting with the Vice Chair, to ask you any question, make any comment as we proceed. And you will be required to answer in adherence to the oath which you took. You need to be truthful. And this committee will not ask you any personal questions. We are only asking you professional questions so that we can determine your suitability. Vice Chair, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Madam Agnes, I have to start by congratulating you for making it to that far. Thank you. I would like to know from you, how will you address political pressure that may compromise your professionalism and ethics?
Switch on your microphone, please. Thank you. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Allow me to respond to the member that you will agree with me that the office of the County Secretary is an office that is established as a result of political processes that govern the county government, starting with the elections where we get the appointment or the election of the governor. So the political interference is bound to be present in such an office. And the good thing is that having been a public officer, I am guided by the law on how I perform my duties. Public Officer Ethics Act is very clear on how we should conduct matters public service with a lot of professionalism, with a lot of confidentiality, accountability, and we are not supposed to be influenced by our political affiliations or loyalty. There should be a firewall between political loyalty and administrative duties. So I will perform the duties of the County Secretary as provided for in the County Government Act, Section 44. Thank you.
Thank you. The second question is, what is the vision and the mission of the county government of Kitui?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The vision for the county government of Kitui is to be a prosperous county with vibrant rural and urban economies whose people enjoy good life or quality life. And the mission is to provide effective services and an enabling environment for the inclusive and sustainable socioeconomic development and the improvement of livelihoods for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. You can continue.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair of the committee. Major Leader, please.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations, Madam Agnes, for making it up to this far. I have only one question for you. One of the role of the county secretary, if you succeed to be approved by this committee and the House and be the county secretary, is to become the hand of the county public service. At some times, you have agreed that that office is well as a political office. There arises disputes between the county assembly and the county executive. As the county secretary, if approved, which approach will you be able to use to make sure that you resolve those disputes between the county assembly and the county executive to ensure that there is harmonious and cordial relationship between the two arms of the government, because you know this can adversely affect service delivery in any county government.
Thank you. Agnes, please, there's a member of the public who is saying they can't hear you. Philip Mutizia is saying they can't hear you. Please try to be audible so that the public can hear you. Switch on your microphone and try to be audible, please.
Noted, Chair. Thank you. Honorable Chair, it is true what the member has concluded on this particular question, on saying that disputes within a county assembly and county executive will affect the harmonious and cordial relationship between the two arms of government. So any dispute that arises between the two arms of government is likely to affect service delivery to the people of Kitui. And as a county secretary, first of all, given that I execute my mandates or on the side of the executive, I should be able to take a neutral stand on the matter at hand, on dispute at hand, and invest in knowing the root cause of the dispute, so that I can make an informed decision on how I'm going to deal with the matter. Two, I would be willing to push for negotiations between the two arms of government, where possible, to enable smooth conversations that are not forced from any side of the arm of government, so that the matter can be resolved amicably. As a county secretary also, I will be willing to invest more in knowing the possible solutions of the matter at hand, so that I can advise the appointing authority accordingly when it comes to that dispute. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Your leader, are you done?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I think Madam Agnes has answered my question successfully. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader, please take the floor.
Thank you very much, Chair. Agnes, you are serving as a Chief Officer, Public Service and Public Service Management, currently under the leadership of the Governor Julius Makao Malombe as a Chief Officer. I want to ask you a very interesting question, that you have a job right now. So why are you interested in working as a county secretary and already you have a job?
Are you trying to say that she should have reserved this position to another citizen?
Exactly.
Okay, that's a tricky question, Agnes, but I know you have heard the question well. Please respond. Switch on your microphone. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And it is true, I am currently working as a Chief Officer in charge of Public Service, Management and General Administration. And I would say that I've worked as Chief Officer for about now 8 years. And in every career path there is room for advancement. And given the experience that I have gained throughout my working period, I feel that I will be in a position to execute the duties that are defined in the office of the County Secretary. And again, I would wish Chair to say that it is not as if I'm willing to have two positions at the same time. Still, the vacancy will be there if this committee finds me fit to be recommended for the appointment of this position. Thank you.
Thank you. Mheshimiwa Minority Leader.
Very well. Agnes, you have quoted that you have acted in acting capacity as a county secretary. And during the last regime of Her Excellency the Governor, Charity Kaluki Ngilu, and currently you are also acting, you are in acting capacity as the county secretary. There is a very serious issue. If approved by this committee, I would like to know how you will tackle on that issue. And the issue cuts across the looming county-wide strike threat by the county government staff, and specifically the clinical officers. And the strike is over non-implementation of the CRC approved salary adjustments. You can also see it in the health sector. So as a county secretary, how will you manage this industrial relation to ensure that the people of Kitui County receive better services without all? And we need someone who can fix this problem once and for all.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Madam Agnes, please switch on your microphone.
Honorable Chair, I wish to respond to the question before me from the member of this committee on the ongoing county strike for our clinical officers. It is true, the clinical officers of this county government have been on strike since 2017. Of importance to note is that it is not only clinical officers from Kitui County government, a nationwide strike by all clinical officers that the honorable member has mentioned some. The failure to salaries or remunerations for employees of county governments for 2 circles now. They also had an issue with the signing of their CBA with the health ministry, and also an issue to do with the extraneous allowance that was supposed to be paid to the clinical officers. Chair, I would say that sometimes some of the strikes that happen within Kitui County Public Service are caused by the national strike, bit of it, and we find ourselves with no choice However, we try to engage, and in this particular case, I want to confirm before this committee, we have engaged our clinical officers, together with the County Public Service Board members, the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, with our county solicitor, and also the HR department to see how best we can deal with this particular issue. We also invited their representatives or their union leaders from the national office. And we agreed that the salary increment is not only an issue of the county government of Kitui, it is an issue that is affecting all counties. And what happened is that the recommendations were given to the county government, but the resources were not given to the county government. Actually, effecting the SRC circular will cost our county close to 300 million in salary increment. And the Council of Governors had written back to request that the counties be facilitated first with the budget in order to effect those changes. And as we speak, there are ongoing negotiations on the same issue. But besides that, employees within public service are protected by the Labor Relations Act 2007. Which gives them the right to belong to a trade union of their choice, to picket have meant a lot of improvement in areas where disputes were emanating from, mainly on stagnation and promotions. I would wish to assure this committee, if they recommend and find me suitable for this position, I will enhance the relationship between my office and that of the office bearers of the unions, in order to be in a constant dialogue and to be dealing with disputes before they lead to strikes. There is always room to report what the dispute is before the union members resort to go on strike. So I intend, if found suitable for this office, to encourage communication, open communication with the union members, whereby I will be keen to listen to their grievances in order to avert such strikes in future. Thank you, Chair.
Madam, Madam Agnes, you are still the acting county secretary. So if you are telling us if you are found to be suitable and then appointed, you will, but you are acting in that office. What have you done? You are already acting in that office. What have you done to convince us that, because there is no difference in terms of mandate and authority between being on acting capacity or being on substantive capacity. You are still the CS. Remove the word acting, you are still the CS. So what have you been doing? And what can you do better if now you are in a substantive position as a CS?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I was responding to the question that if now I'm substantively in that office. And as I had mentioned, we have been having good negotiations with the trade, with workers' unions, within Kitui County Public Service. I would say that we have had very insightful discussions with the doctors, with clinical officers before, with the nurses. We have had regular meetings with them to discuss issues of their concern. And as I had said, Chair, we have been able to sort most of the grievances that have been brought forward by the union, especially to do with the promotions and stagnation of staff. I am confident that I have truly delivered when it comes to the negotiation with the workers' unions that we have. And I intend to even improve on that, because I believe in everything there is room for improving further. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Minority Leader, are you satisfied?
Yes, I'm satisfied, but I would like to hear from Agnes. There is a very serious, this issue of career stagnation in Kitui County is a thorn in flesh. And I can give you an example. There are these things we call vocational training centers, and they have managers. You realize since devolution, those VTC managers, most of them, they are on the same level. We have gone for a county oversight, and we have visited in some of them, and I am giving them like examples. They have stagnated in one job group, and therefore it loses the staff morale. So I would like us to seek more strong emphasis from you, if you are approved by this committee, on what differently you will do on this matter, so that we can improve the status of our workers.
And as you answer that, Agnes, there's a question by a member of public here, which is related, by the name Josephat Mutati, who is requesting us to ask you, if appointed as County Secretary for Kitui County, what will be your top three priorities in improving public service delivery and governance? And how do you plan to involve local communities in these efforts? So please combine those two questions and respond accordingly. We continue to encourage the public to write to us any question which they may have or any comment. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to start with the question that was asked by the member on the issue of stagnation and career progression of our county workers. And I would wish to confirm that it is true that Kitui County Public Service was faced with this challenge of stagnation and lack of promotions for county staff. And we had cases where some of the county officers had stagnated for over 10 years in public service. And we know that really lowers the morale of the county employees if promotions are not taking place. But I would say that the issue of promotions in public service is based on many things. It is actually based on many things. Most of the times, people may think that promotions are automatic, and that is not the case, even in common cadre positions, where staff expects to graduate to the next job group after 3 years. It is a process. It is a process. Staff performance is evaluated through staff appraisals. You have to be a performer for you to be promoted to the next grade. There is a scheme of service that gives the requirements for you to qualify to be promoted to the next grade. There are also matters to do with discipline. You would be promoted, for example, if you are facing a disciplinary case within the public service. And one thing I would wish to say that we have made progress in that office is that when His Excellency Dr. Julius Malombe came in 2022, we were tasked to come up with ministerial committees, each ministry to seek, and from the office of the county secretary, we provided them with technical support, with an HR person, to look at the issue of stagnation within their ministries. And we were able to get the reports back. And as a result of that, we have made over 1,500 promotions, of which 1,378 of them are for common cadre, and we recently promoted through internal competitiveness interviews, something that had really taken too long for us to do. So on that side, I would say that we are progressing well. And a few people who are complaining that they are stagnating, we are advising them accordingly. You will find that, for example, a driver comes to you, they want to be promoted, and they do not have the proficiency certificate that is required as per the scheme of service. And again, last year, we have carried capacity building and training of our county staff on especially HR manual and procedures, so that our staff will be well informed on what is needed of them to be promoted. And for sure, this is one area that I'm proud of. We have been able to promote our county staff, to redesignate those who had requested for their redesignations, and we will continue. We will continue to monitor the promotions and even sometimes provoke those who are not being promoted within public service in order to go out and gain the required expertise for them to be promoted to the next cadre. So we want this thing of stagnation within the public service to be a thing of past. But again, Chair, allow me to say that these promotions also are guided by the finances that we have. Because for us, especially on the competitive category, we have to have provision of budget for these promotions to take place. Thank you. On the priorities that I will put in place if confirmed in this office, and to involve the public. One of the priorities, and that office being a public service office, I would wish to ensure that we have a career progression for all cadres. Because you will find that we have some positions within the public service that do not have career progressions. So even we do not know what to use for us to promote staff. So far we have done for our ECD teachers, and again we have done for our enforcement officers. And as a result, we are able now to promote them. I would wish that every other staff within the county public service, they have their career progression, and they will be motivated, knowing very well that they will be eligible for promotion as per their scheme of service. Another area I will work on is the employees' welfare. Motivated workforce is very important for service delivery. Employees are motivated through giving them the working tools for employees, and especially in this era of technology, whereby we need our employees to be equipped with proper working tools like laptops to enable them to carry out research That is something that I will truly be pushing our departments and our ministries to ensure that the staff that they have within their ministries are facilitated with the right tools for them to perform their duties. And on the side of public, the best way a county government and the executive involves the government is actually in decision making. And in decision making, when we participate in public participations, and enhancing the way we do our public participation to ensure that more people are invited and they participate in making decisions. If it is on the side of our service providers, making sure that we do not have pending bills and in one way or the other affecting our very own people who are providing us with those services, that will be very key. And lastly, performance. Performance is the most important thing. I feel that we need to change the culture of our public service to be more positive when it comes to performance of our employees. We need to be seen as if we are doing our work for the public good. Thank you.
So you fully support the performance contracting?
Sure.
And we have been seeing performance contracting being done to ministers, chief officers. Is it being done to all employees of the county government? Or it is only the topmost employees?
Chair, if you allow me to respond to that.
Yes.
Yes, we are doing performance contracting to all employees. For the lower cadre, below assistant director, we are doing staff appraisals, and from assistant director all the way to our county executive committee members, we are doing performance contracts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader, are you done? So that we can proceed.
Yes, Chair, I'm done, and I wish Agnes all the best during this vetting exercise.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Minority Whip, please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I have one question that I want to ask in regard to public service. How do you intend to promote professionalism, discipline, and ethical conduct within the public service? This question, I got it from our visit to the county facilities within the county. We visited an hospital in, I think, Zombe. Is it Zombe Motitu? Jeremiah? Where was it? Zombe Motitu? Zombe, where we found an employee, I think it is Zombe, where we found an employee who is an accountant, comes to reports to duty while drunk. And the employee was drunk to an extent that when we got to that place.
Vocabulary, Mheshimiwa Jeremiah would like to inform you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, please, Minority Leader, please.
Yes, I want to inform to you, Minority Whip, that yes, it was Zombe, is it Level 3 Hospital, the accountant. We found him there.
Thank you. You may proceed now.
So this employee, at first, he admitted that he's not an employee in the facility. And when he got to work, we told the maid soup to bring the employees that are under him. Then the man was brought back to us. When he was brought back to us, he admitted that he's now the accountant. And he was very drunk. And this is not the only case. There are cases where employees they relax, they have laxity in the way they perform their duties. There is some kind of unethical conduct in some of the employees. So if you are substantially given this job, how do you plan to solve this problem that we have with some of our county employees?
Thank you very much. That is a very good question, Madam CS, and I'm sure you are familiar of several other similar cases? Only that at least just like last week we did oversight and Mheshimiwa was able to encounter that employee, but there are several other employees who have also completely absconded duty and they are paid. Others who are very unethical, maybe they are demanding for extra payment before they can serve the public. And you are the head of public service, county public service. How do you handle such situations? And some employees, maybe they have godfathers and godmothers. They think they are untouchable. So how do you handle such situations? Not even after you are appointed, you are the acting CS. How have you been handling such situations?
Thank you, Chair. I want to agree that, as I had said before, we need to change the culture of public service. And we need to have our employees conduct themselves in a way that they are adhering to the public service code of conduct that guides all public employees in conduct of their duty. And I want to confirm what Honorable Member has said, that in our public service we are facing challenges where employees are absconding duty and others are abusing alcohol. And most of the cases, Chair, one of the duties that have been delegated to me by the county public service is on discipline of county employees. And I wish to confirm to this committee that most discipline issues that we are having currently, most of them are to do with absenteeism and alcoholism. And we are dealing with those cases as provided by our county human resource and procedure manual. And those who are court capable of the offense, we are taking the appropriate action as provided by law. And we have withdrawn payment of salaries from some of the employees as a result of these behaviors. And again, the disciplinary process within the county public service is a bit long. You know, sometimes if something is not brought to the attention of the office of the county secretary, it may take long for us to execute it. So one of the ways that I keep on reminding our supervisors of county employees, you know, chief officers are the head of county departments. Within the county departments, there are other heads of departments. And it is the role of the supervisor to be able to know their employees and their conduct. And they should report appropriately to the relevant offices of their conduct. And as you have said, the Ministry of Health has been a challenge for us. But I can assure you, Honorable Chair, we are dealing with such cases. We are dealing with such cases not only to punish, but sometimes it's to find the root cause of the problem. With the current medical cover, we are able even to take our employees who are faced with the challenges of alcoholism to rehab. We have done that. For absenteeism, we have even recommended dismissal because you are not supposed to earn salary that you have not worked for. So we will continue to tighten the belts on matters discipline of county employees in order to have the right culture that we need to have in public service. Thank you.
And Madam Acting CS.
Yes.
Would you categorize non-performance by an employee is a matter which should be subjected to disciplinary. Because somebody may not be a drunkard or may not abscond duty, but they don't perform. So would you categorize non-performance as
Sure.
a matter which should be subjected to disciplinary measures?
Yes, Chair, I totally agree. Non-performance is also another issue. We may not group it as a discipline issue per se, but I think the essence of a performance management system and having performance contracts in place is to measure the performance. And if we do staff appraisals and we find that an employee is underperforming, before we take an advance position on the case, we also provide an employee with an avenue to improve by even recommending them for training to improve their skills. But again, even within the public service, we are allowed to dismiss such an employees who are unable to perform, even after capacity building them. Thank you.
Have you dismissed any before for non-performance for the last 8 years when you have been?
Mostly we have dismissed as a result of absenteeism. Absenteeism, yes.
But there are some who don't perform. So what would you do? Because they
Most
are
of the
being paid, yeah, they are
Chair.
not working. So how do you deal with them?
Sure, you will find that most of those who are underperforming are those who are absent. So you will find that they also fall under the category of absenteeism.
Marketing says, don't be smart with me. Somebody is not absent, they are present. They are not into alcoholism, but they are not performing. I'm sure those cases are there. Ask the MCS. They know. Honorable Rep, yes.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, please.
What the Speaker is saying that is that sometimes you go to a government facility and you find the workers. That is the government employees. They are just seated. They don't care about who has come. They don't serve the client, and they are just doing stories round. And see that there's an example. We see went to another hospital where they were not even concerned that you have come. They were busy at the field basking. It's an hospital. So this kind of, that employee is actually on duty every day, but the employee doesn't work. He comes faithfully on duty at 8 a.m.
Yes.
and at least faithfully at 5:30 p.m.
Yes.
but not doing work. And people complain, and the workers, those workers don't care. So the Speaker is asking if this could be a form of indiscipline, because we have alcoholism and we also have an issue of absenteeism. Actually, an employee that doesn't work is absconding duty while on duty.
Yes. Thank you. Vice Chair, you also want to clarify? Vice Chair of the committee.
I was telling Madam CS, it is like she wanted to put the
point of order, she's not the CS yet.
the acting.
The acting CS, yeah, okay. Please proceed.
The acting, it's like she wanted to put them in the same category, the non-performers and absenteeism. They have different, they are different how they are not performing. It's like she wanted to put the same category. They are all not performing, but remember, one is absent, the other one is there, but is not performing.
In other words, value for money. Where
Yeah,
are we
exactly.
paying that employee? Remember our wage bill. Remember, you saw when we submitted a supplementary one. Remember the comments by COB. I'm sure you know the comments by the COB. A very huge wage bill. And we have so many employees who are doing nothing. So, you are now the substantive CS. What measures now? Let's assume now you are starting afresh. What measures will you put in place to ensure that employees who are not performing face some kind of disciplinary measures? What measures will you take?
Thank you, Chair, for that clarification. I totally agree with what you are saying, because the reason why you are employed is for you to perform perform duties and responsibilities, and if you are not doing so, you are in one way or the other contravening the law that gave you that position in the first place. And even though I said that most cases of non-performance will come out during staff appraisals, and I want to assure this committee, if a report from a supervisor comes forth to the CRIMAC committee on a particular employee is unable to perform, definitely it will be dealt with. It will be dealt with because there is no discrimination in handling indiscipline matters. And as you have put it, Honorable Chair, there is need to tighten supervision of county employees in the county government of Kitui, and that one I want to agree with you. And if I'm found suitable for this position, I will task the chief officers to put extra effort in ensuring that they know their employees by their names and where they work. They should be able to know who has reported to work and who has not, and they should bring to the attention of the office of the county secretary employees who are underperforming for appropriate action. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you done, Minority Whip?
Yes, I'm done. Thank you, Madam Agnes, for the response. I was actually looking for the word supervision and monitoring and evaluation, going around checking what they're doing. And I believe you said what I wanted to, what I thought was right. So I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we go to Honorable Priscilla, now that you mentioned chief officers, let me recognize a chief officer who has joined us in the speakers gallery. Bretta Mwangangi, please stand up and wave. Thank you, Madam Bretta. We recognize you. We also have another member of the public, Florence Mwange. Thank you very much, Madam, for coming to witness this vetting process. And let me at least balance between the public who are in the social media platform and my colleagues here, and ask two questions by some members of the public. We have a lady called Maureen Kasioka Mwema. How will you manage county records, cabinet resolutions, and the communications between the executive and the county assembly to ensure accuracy and institutional memory? I'm sure you know those are some of the mandates of the county secretary. We have a gentleman called John Modoka who is asking you to respond on what has been perceived across the board in the country on ghost workers affecting public wage in one way or the other, perhaps even compromising service delivery. Let me ask a third one, and you combine it so that you combine all of them. Why the county? This it's called Mediator Evans Mwendwa. It's asking why the county government of Kitui has not implemented any single clause of the return to work agreement signed between themselves and the nurses last year that ended their strike. Please respond to those three questions and just go straight to the point.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will begin with a question by Maureen on county records, cabinet decisions, and communications. And I wish to say that the office of the county secretary is key in management of county records, and also confirm to this committee chair that in Kitui County Public Service, we passed a county records management policy that details on the management of records within the public service in order to ensure that information on data that is provided within the county government itself and also to the public is vetted, because we also recognize that the public have been given a mandate to access public information once they request for it through the Access to Information Act. On cabinet decisions, this is one of the role of the county secretary in managing the affairs of the county executive committee and communicating the decisions that have been made during cabinet to respective authorized officers for action to be taken. And of key is also to fast track and again do follow-ups to ensure that the communication that has been done from the office of the county secretary has been implemented. As the question has been asked, communication from the office of the county secretary is very crucial for the whole functioning of the county public service, because the office has a coordination role to communicate communications within the ministries and the departments. On the issue of ghost workers, I would say that this is an issue that has come out in different counties within our country, and in one way or the other is affecting the wage bill of county. But if you remember, Honorable Chair, there has been a circular on wage bill that the county government of Kitui is in the process of implementing, whereby we are required to verify all the academic certificates so that we can do away with those who have gotten into public service through crooked ways. So, and with the new system, and even with the IPPD that we had before, and the human resource management system that is being used, and having done away with manual payment of workers, it would be very difficult for a county to have ghost workers. That one I want to assure members. And on return to work formula for nurses, I want to confirm that it is not true, that nothing that has been done. I know sometimes employees want everything to be done at once. The issue of nurses were to do with promotions, were to do with those who specialized, offering specialized duties or services, and we have done a lot. I know the element that is remaining is for the competitive positions, especially to allow those who are working within the public service and have got the prerequisite qualifications to get an advantage to apply for these positions. But we are doing something about it, Chair.
Thank you very much. I believe those who asked those questions have heard your comments. Thank you for your response. Let me now request Honorable Priscilla Mother Makomi, nominated member by Wiper Party, but representing the women of Kitui County. So please, Madam Priscilla, take the floor and ask any question or make any comment.
Thank you, Chair. In the interest of time, Madam Agnes, I will just ask just 3 simple questions or clarification. When I was going through your CV in your academic papers, you have submitted your degree for education. And you have indicated in your CV that you have worked as a teacher, you have worked as a chief officer, and you have also worked as an acting county secretary. Can you demonstrate to this committee how this qualification and the professional relate to the position that you are nominated for? That is one. I want you to write it down so that we can go quickly. Again, I would like to know what measures will you put in place to ensure accountability and transparency in execution in your duties. That is 2. And the 3, why do you believe you are suitable for the appointment as a county secretary in Kitui County?
Thank you. I believe, Madam Agnes, you have heard the questions. Those are the only questions you want us to answer them at the same time?
Yes,
Madam,
yes,
please,
Mr. Chair.
Please, Madam Agnes, please proceed if you are ready.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to respond to the honorable member of this committee. It is very true, Chair, that I'm a teacher. As I said earlier, I taught at Southeastern Kenya University. And as a teacher, I am a public servant. I am a public servant by the virtue of being a teacher. In my interactions as a teacher, and even the perceived role of a teacher in our society, I would say that a teacher is seen as a leader, as an administrator, qualities that I have gained by the virtue of being a lecturer at the Southeastern Kenya University. As a chief officer, this is a position that has enabled me to understand more on matters devolution, matters county governments. And it has given me an opportunity to relate with the regulations and the laws relating to devolution. And for the 8 years that I've been working in the county government of Kitui, I would say that these 3 positions, as you have put them, they have built me to be a better administrator, to be a better public officer, because the duties across the 3 areas, they put me in a position to be head of administration in those various departments. As a chief officer, you are the head of administration within the department. You are in charge of the human resource and the finances within that department. And you are required by law to perform your duties guided by regulations, especially when it comes to matters finance, the Public Management Finance Act, and the Procurement and Disposal Act. I would say that these positions I have had since then as a lecturer at Southeastern Kenya University has built to who I am today, has given me the requirements that has been stipulated in Section 44 of the County Government Act as the requirements for the appointment of a county secretary, whereby one is required to be a Kenyan citizen, one is required to have over 10 years experience in professional offices, and especially 5 of which should be at a senior level. I would say all these positions, from the chair of department to the dean of students, chief officer, acting county secretary, they are senior positions within the public service. And as a result, I feel, and I am convinced that I have the credentials that are required for the position of this office. How will I ensure accountability and transparency within the public service? I would say that the Article 232 of the Supreme Law, our Constitution, is one of the values and principles of public service. Accountability and transparency is key in execution of our duties. It is supposed to be embraced by all county employees. And for us to work with the same strength, there is need to capacity build our public service, our employees, with matters accountability, matters transparency. They need to know what is required of them when it comes to matters accountability. They need to know that they are accountable for their actions. They should be able to own what they do, and as a result, be willing to carry the cross where they have deviated from the norm of public service. On matters transparency, transparency within the public service and also to the public, we are required as a county government to be able to provide information that is required relating to county government. In the office of the county secretary, I am in a position or to give, and I should, by law, to give information on data that is required, maybe by the county assembly, pertaining issues of county executive, and so on. Why I'm suitable, I think I have responded to that, Chair. As I have said, I feel my wealth experience in matters, public service, administration, leadership have really built me to who I am today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your response. Honorable Priscilla, are you satisfied?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To this honorable lady, she has answered Agnes has answered my questions, and I wish her all the best as a woman of Kitui County.
Thank you. Thank you. Agnes, please take a sip of water, because there are so many questions, and because we are doing this on behalf of the public, we have no option. We have to ask you all the questions, because we want to be very sure that we are recommending for appointment a competent person who is suitable. There are several other questions from the public. We have Erastus Neil. I'll read 3, then you can respond to them. We have Erastus Neil who is asking, in practice, the roles of the County Public Service Board, the County Secretary, and the County Human Resource HR departments in Kenya often appear duplicative, largely due to gaps in legal clarity, weak internal controls, and politicization of county administration. What is your opinion on this? Should I repeat or it's clear? You can repeat, yeah, because it's a long one. In practice, the roles of the County Public Service Board, CPSB, the County Secretary, and the County Human Resource departments in Kenya, not just Kitui, in Kenya, often appear duplicative, largely due to gaps in legal clarity, weak internal controls, and politicization of county administrations. What is your opinion on this? There's another one here. There are several comments, and actually all of them are positive, so I'll not read comments. Let me just read the questions. There are several members of the public who have made some comments in our page. We have Kyoko Samson who is asking, would you consider appointment to vacancy? I don't understand, to vacancy for attaché and have stipend. Basically, would you advocate for attachments with the stipends? And I think there's a policy which is before the assembly, which we are working on, a youth policy. Let me ask you the last one. Ask the nominee of any measurable developments or reforms she has ever delivered to the county public service in her acting capacity. What measurable development or reforms have you delivered to the county public service in your acting capacity? Please respond to those three.
Thank you, Chair. The first question is on the duplicative, perceived duplicative role of the county secretary, the county public service board, and HR department because of lack of legal clarity and politicization. Allow me to respond to these questions in brief, Chair. And I would say that from my point of view, there is no duplication of roles of the county secretary, that of the county public service, and that of the HR department. The duplicative position is perceived, is actually perceived. And I think mainly it is because all these entities or departments or offices for them to differentiate which part of human resource does that office perform. The roles of the county public service are very distinctive, and they are provided by Section 59 of the County Government Act. The county public service is the employer. Sometimes it delegates some of the roles to the county chief officer. And I want to give an example on matters employees discipline. I've been delegated that role to deal with the matters employees discipline. But at my and at my position, I cannot make the roles that are done in HR, actually, they are the same functions that are delegated to the office, from the office of the county secretary or from the county public service board. There is politicization because these offices are perceived to be the ones that should provide the public with jobs. Let me say that. And even from the recent advertisements, many people perceive that it is the county secretary who is recruiting or it is the Department of HR that is recruiting. But the position is that the employer is the County Public Service Board. In our office, we cannot carry out those duties. Approved, would you approve attachment with stipend? Yeah. I would say that we have students who come on attachment to the county ministries and departments, and this is one area that we have done very well. We have allowed our students who are in universities to be given an opportunity to be attached within the public service because it is a requirement. And we feel that when we enable them and providing them with that opportunity for an attachment, we are doing what we are required to do. We are in one way giving back to the society, and they feel they belong to the county. They were able to get that opportunity. But we do not offer stipend. As per our human resource procedures manual, there is no stipend for attachment. But if we had an approved internship policy, internship will provide for stipend, which is, I totally support that it is a good thing that we provide our youth with an opportunity for internship and a stipend at the same time. Are there measurable development that I can say I've achieved? Yes. Chair, I would say that I'm a very proud acting county secretary. One of the achievements that I'm proud in is that as a county government of Kitui, we have an authorized staff establishment. Many years, lack of approved staff establishment has been an unwanted query. But for the last 2 years, with the approved staff establishment, we have not had that query. And the authorized staff establishment is very key when it comes to issues of public service. The promotions of staff, it is something that gives me joy when I know that we have been able to unlock that stagnation that had taken place for long. And the staff appreciate. Definitely there are those who will complain because their turn has not come. And, but for those who have seen and those who have been the beneficiaries of these promotions, resignations, they really appreciate. And it is something that we will continue to do. And again, there are many policies that are touched on HR issues that have been passed by the county executive that we have worked together tirelessly with the County Public Service Board to do with the secondment policy, to do with the leave of absence. We have also done staff development policy that will allow our staff to go out and learn. Like you remember, we had a case of doctors where they had gone to study without approvals. Now we have well-guided procedures within our policy on how that can happen, and I'm very proud of that. And again, the staff welfare, whereby we have been having medical cover. It was an issue, but I think staff within the public service are enjoying the services of medical cover. Thank you.
Very much for responding to those questions by the public. Allow me, as a proceed, to recognize we have another member of the public who has joined us here in the press gallery. We have Brenda Mwende. Please raise your hand if you are here. Thank you. Let me ask you some few other questions from the public. We have Christine Mwende, who is asking, dress code has become a major problem among county employees, whereby some members, I think, let me read the full question. Dress code has become a major problem, whereby some county employees go to work almost naked. How will this be rectified? And I'm sure you are aware that some employees are not observing dress code. No, it is the era of my dress, my choice. But is there a policy, a dress code policy? Like here in the assembly, we have a policy on how we dress. Do you have a policy on how county government employees should dress? And if no, what measures will you take to ensure that the same are there? So that is question number 1. Let me actually combine 2 so that we finish. What measures will you take, this movie, Jeff? What measures will you take on the employees who have stayed on one job group for more than 5 years? And there's another gentleman called Katana. How will you balance appointment as the head of public service to reflect the image of Kitui County and promote inclusivity? How would you balance appointment as head of public service to reflect the image of Kitui County and promote inclusivity? So those are some of the questions which we could ask. There are so many, but for now we'll have to stop at that point. So please respond to those 2 so that we can conclude.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The issue of dress code within the public service, all county staff within the public service are guided by our human resource management and procedure manual, and the dress code for our county staff should be official. Should be official, and I want to confirm that we have cases that have been mentioned, and I have come across them. Many times I've sent staff back home to dress appropriately when I meet with them across the corridors. And we have even communicated in writing to our chief officers to notify the staff under their departments of the correct dress code of public service. It is not even within only Kitui County Public, it cuts across the public service in Kenya. There is dress code which is supposed to be official. And when we talk of official dress code, I think we know that that is modesty dressing. And I want to assure you, Chair and honorable members, that we will relook into this issue of dress code now that I can see there are even other people who are taking note of it, and ensure that if the supervisors of this staff do not take appropriate action, the action will be taken on them. We need to project the image of public service. And the image of public service denotes respect, it denotes integrity. On those who have stagnated for more than 5 years, I had dealt with this issue of promotions. There are those who think that automatically after 3 years they should be promoted, and maybe within the scheme of service there are other requirements that they have not met, but we will do more sensitization on it. And we also request and inform our county employees to be visiting the human resource department to request, even to find out why is it that I'm not being promoted. And some of them have been able to do so, and they have been advised on what to do. You are required to have a proficiency certificate in clerical. Those who have gone to the department, they have been advised accordingly. Even in my office, I have advised them so. So for the categories of competitive promotions, you know, within the public service, it reaches a point where promotions are not like in common card, automatic. They are purely being based on staff establishment, That is the availability of the vacancy, the need of that skill, whether it is needed within the public service, and whether there is provision for finances to cover for the costs of the wages for the employee. So we will relook on all these matters. My advice to those who feel within the public service they have stagnated is that they reach out to the Human Resource Department to know what has caused their stagnation, and we will be able to unlock that. For now, I will ensure balance in appointments to reflect the image of Kitui County. I'm assuming these are appointments of new employees by the county public service. Yes, and as the question had been asked earlier, you will find that appointments for sure are done by the county public service board. But I know they are guided, and the norms of public service, they apply to the members of county public service board, and they are guided by the principles of public service when it comes to recruitments, that they should recruit based on merit and fair competition. They should not be seen to be discriminating based on gender, based on where a person comes from. And also, they are supposed even to consider the minorities. And I know the chair and the team are competent enough, and they will ensure that we will get the best of the best in the appointments. Thank you, Chair.
Very much, Madam Agnes. Let me ask you, what is the term, in terms of years, what is the term of a county secretary?
Thank you, Chair. As per the County Government Act, the term is 5 years, yes, renewable only once.
That is true. The County Government Act is amended, by Section 15. The term of a county secretary is 5 years. I believe you know that we are only we are remaining with 1 year, 6 months, and I think 22 days to the end of this regime. Does that mean that the 5 years will spill over to the next regime? That's what it means? Yes or no? Or it ends at the end of this regime? According to you?
Honorable Chair, 5 years, in public service there is no vacuum, there is continuity, but again the years are based on performance.
No, it's a straightforward question.
It is for 5 years, the appointment is for 5 years.
So it means it
crosses over, yes.
To the next
Chair.
regime.
Yes.
Because that is the law.
Yes.
So, assuming you are approved by this House and you are appointed by the governor for a term of 5 years, which will cross over to the next regime, and assuming there is no lacuna and another governor comes, how will you handle that situation where you are recruited or you are appointed by one governor, and now there's another governor who has come? And remember, a county secretary is a very senior member of the county executive, as per Section 44 of the County Governments Act. How will you handle that situation, Madam Agnes Kawila Molewa?
Thank you, Chair. I would say that I have got I had an opportunity to transit from one government to the other. And I can assure you there is no easy transition, because leaders have got a different vision, and the way they conduct their business is different. But one thing I know is that the office of the county secretary is very crucial when it comes to matters transition. Even if the county secretary was not to transit to the other government, that office, by the virtue of being in that office, you are the chair of the assumption to the office of the governor. And you are supposed to chair meetings that will oversee transition of the governor-elect with the outgoing governor. So in that office, I will be required to perform my duties diligently to ensure that I give the outgoing and incoming governor the necessary support that is required, and more importantly, to be able to furnish the incoming governor with the state of the public service, so that it will be very easy for the governor to get along and proceed. I think a lack of clear transition leads to even some of the good programs, maybe that were being done by the previous governor, not being undertaken by the incoming governor, simply because there was no that good briefing on matters that were ongoing and matters that need to proceed. So I think I would be able to play my role without any prejudice, professionally. Yes. Thank you, Speaker.
In other words, you are saying you have done it before and you can do it again. That's what you are saying.
I did it before, not as county secretary, but I can do
But
it.
you have transitions into government.
Yes.
So,
Chair.
so the people of Kitui County should trust, should believe that because your term will spill over, so there will be no chaos. We should believe that you will do a proper transition. That's what you are saying.
Sure, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. Then finally, I'm sure you live in this county, and of course you work in the county government of Kitui. And previously, there has been a very bad relationship between the county assembly and the county executive. And I'm sure you know. Some of the reasons why that relationship has been bad is because the House makes resolutions here, and those resolutions are never implemented by the county executive. Remember, you are the secretary to the cabinet. That has been the main cause of friction between the county assembly and the county executive. The House does oversight. They come up with motions. The motions are forwarded to the county executive through the county secretary. They are never implemented. And also, you being the acting county secretary, I'm sure you have heard of cases where CCMs are invited to appear before the various assembly committees, and they don't honor those invitations. And you have been the acting county secretary. Now, and of course previously, some CCMs may have felt that you are just acting. After all, you are just a chief officer. But now, let's assume that you become the substantive county secretary. What measures will you take to ensure full implementation of our county assembly legislations? Or if full implementation is not possible, at least an explanation, because MCAs represent the people. And when county executive members are invited by the assembly, the need for them to honor summons. And what other measures will you take? Because I'm sure you know, as per our constitution, the county assembly and the county executive, they must work hand in hand for the sake of ensuring development to our county. But of late, there has been a very sharp division between the county assembly and the county executive. And I've explained to you the reasons. So how would you handle such a situation? Because the county secretary, actually, you are the contact person between the county assembly and the county executive is the county secretary. You'll be the contact person. So how will you, being the contact person of the county executive, and on our hand, we have the clerk who is the contact person, how will you ensure that there is a smooth working relationship between the county assembly and the county executive. Can you respond to that?
Thank you, Chair. As you have said, there is need for the county assembly and county executive to work hand in hand for the good of our people. And the office of the county secretary is key in facilitating some of the requests that from the county assembly to the county executive, and especially where county executive committee members are invited by sectorial committees to shed light on matters pertaining their ministries. And Chair, I want to say that this one I'm really surprised because every time communication comes from the county assembly, from the office of the county secretary, we forward to relevant chief officers, relevant county executive committee members for action. And most of the times where members of the county executive committee are not able to honor the invitation, they have also written through my office to request for postponement of such meetings. And now from what you have said, it appears that there are some who never appear at all. And you have said, I have a duty to ensure that there is that harmony between county executive and county assembly. I want to assure members of this committee, Chair, that going forward, maybe I need to have a good tracking system of communications from the county assembly, and also do follow-ups to know who has been able to respond to the invites and those who have not honored, so that we can continue to enhance our relationship and as a result provide good services to our people. Chair, I want to assure you that the office of the county secretary will be facilitative, will do follow-ups to ensure that some of the summons that come from the county assembly are honored. And if there is any reason that would make an executive member not appear before you, is communicated in time. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that assurance, because it is our desire as the County Assembly of Kitui that we work in harmony with the county executive, because we are one government. County executive cannot operate on its own. County assembly cannot operate on our own. We need each other. We need to support each other so that we serve our people. Honorable members of the committee, do you have any further questions? I think there seems to be none. Now let me give you an opportunity, Madam Acting CS and our nominee for the position of CS. Please convince us further. If there's anything which you may have wanted to tell us, or if you have a question for us for clarification, I'll give you 3 minutes so that you can do your closing remarks and convince us further where we should recommend your approval by the House. Please take the floor. And if you have any question, feel free to ask us. We are ready to answer any question.
Thank you, Chair. First, allow me to thank this committee for seeing it wise to invite me for the vetting process for the position of the county secretary. And I want to assure this committee that given an opportunity to become a substantive county secretary, I will not relent in execution of my duties, and I have even taken note of some of the issues that have been observed within the county public service so that we can improve on them. The position of the county secretary, it is central within the county government, not only even for the county executive and county assembly, but also for other external stakeholders. And I assure this committee, so far so good. I would say that I have the interpersonal skills that are required in that office. I've been there. I've been met with all sorts of issues. And sometimes the complicity of that office and the nature of issues that are brought forward to that office have also given me satisfaction and a feeling of contentment that I am working for the people of Kitui County. Sometimes when you are able to sort issues affecting our community and also our employees, it gives me a lot of joy and satisfaction. And public service, being there to provide services to the public, it is my understanding that it is an office that should be seen by the people of Kitui County or even other institutions as an office that can be accessed, that an office where one can get solutions of their problems, and I'm willing to provide those services to the people of Kitui County, guided by the provisions of the law, and more specifically, to have a public service that has a positive image that people of Kitui will be proud to associate with. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Agnes Kawela Molewa, the nominee for the position of County Secretary in the County Government of Kitui. We appreciate your feedback and your responses to our questions, which has made us know you better and which will enable us as a committee to make the right recommendation with regards to your approval by the House. We assure you that we shall consider your application, your nomination on merit, and we shall make the necessary recommendation to the House so that as soon as possible. This committee is committed before the end of this month. We are committed to finish our work. I know it has been a long delay. You have waited for so long, and I know anxiety is real in some of these positions, but the long delay has been caused by the selection panel, which was not cooperative with the committee. I think I did indicate to you that we wrote to them seeking some clarification, and they declined to offer the clarifications. So we had to use other means, legal means, to get those clarifications. So we had to wait. So I think in the future, that should not happen. And actually the county attorney nominee who was here before us in the earlier today did confirm that the term of the selection panel, and that is the law as per the County Governments Act, the term of the panel was to end after the appointment is done by the governor. But the chair of the panel wrote to us, indicates that they no longer exist. So they did not offer a clarification to us. So I think That was unfortunate. We became very suspicious of the entire process. But after listening to you and the other nominees, I think some of the suspicion has been cured. So the committee will make the necessary recommendation. We assure you that this committee is comprised of the topmost leadership of this House. We are committed to finish this task as soon as possible, so that if the House approves your nomination, and subsequently the governor appoints you, you begin work immediately, because there is no need for any further delay. So we wish you all the best. We shall, if the committee recommends your approval, of course the committee will engage the other members, and if the House approves you, we shall continue praying for you, so that maybe the governor can appoint. You know, the governor can also choose not to appoint, because the governor is the appointing authority. And I think if you refer to the law, the county secretary can be fired anytime by the governor. Yeah, the governor can dismiss the county secretary anytime. So I believe there's a reason why that law was legislated that way. So we wish you well, and we want to assure you that we shall do our best to ensure that your nomination is considered. Otherwise, thank you very much. That is the end of our interview or vetting, and you can take your original documents so that you don't leave them behind. Yeah, and as you do so, I did see that some of your documents, like in your KCP and your KCSE, I think the documents, the names are not full. I think in the KCP it's Kawela Molewa, and in other documents we have Agnes. So I think I'm sure you know what to do, with regards to doing an affidavit. Yeah, so if you look at your KCP and your KCSE document, yeah, you know, a name is very important. Maybe as per the KCPE, this is another person. Yeah, so kindly we give you 1 day to provide us with an affidavit to confirm that the documents, all of them, they refer to you. So please deliver that affidavit within 24 hours to the office of the clerk. I think that is not too much to ask for, because we want to ensure that your documentation are proper. Is that okay, Madam Agnes?
Yes, I'm guided, Chair.
Thank you very much, and you may leave at your own pleasure, because we are actually finalizing the session. Maybe you can wait, we leave together. Members of the committee, thank you very much. Members of the public, thank you very much for engaging us, both physically and virtually. And I think the committee will continue doing their work to ensure that this process is concluded. I suggest we break for 10 minutes, committee members, and then we come back so that we can finish the other part of our sitting. But the public and our nominee, you are released. The committee members, let's come back after 10 minutes. Thank you very much. Let's have a good evening. Asanteni.